Okay, so this is just an overview of the ocean acidification experiment you do with shells. So I'm going to talk through a simplified series of steps that you could do with this, but they can be changed and modified in whatever way you wish. Some of the materials that you'll need are a bubbler would be good, something to put air into the system, especially something that can hook up to an oxygen tank. I have some dry acid, so we can add to the water to change the acidity if carbon dioxide doesn't work. You're gonna need some shells, and try to find ones of various sizes, but also similar, so that you can mask them. You're gonna need some smaller tanks or vessels with similar quantities of water, like we have here. The light isn't necessary, but anyway, so at least ones you can have a control on, maybe 2 others, so you can change the pH of those. And then, of course, if you want to do it how it's happening naturally in the ocean, you can have a tank of carbon dioxide gas. And that we have a tank of carbon dioxide gas at 2.5%. The first thing you want to do is you want to mass the shells. So you want to get something so you can find the mass, because you're going to have to take those measurements beforehand. So you want to get out some shells and find the mass of them before you put them in. So you find the mass, and then once you have the mass, you can throw them in the tanks, and just make sure you have similar masses in each tank so they're not a huge change. Then you need to change the acidity. One, you want to keep it control, so keep it at a pH of around what the ocean is, or just normal pH. And then the other two, you're going to want to change the pH. One way you can do this is by hooking a bubbler, like what we have here. This is a bubbler with a air stone. There you go. And you can actually hook this bubble cord up to the end of the hose that we have for the CO2. So that air stone will actually go. The air stone will actually go on the end of this hose right here. So you put the air stone on the end of the hose. Trying to get it on there. There you go. So now you have the air stone on the end. You throw this in the water, and let's say this is one of our tanks that we're changing. And then you can turn on the air, just like that. You can let a little bit of so now you're bubbling CO2 into the water. Okay? And then you can do that until you get the quantity, it's a little too high, until you get the quantity of CO2 that you want in the water. Yeah. Then you leave them in there for a certain amount of time. You probably want to monitor the pH of each tank over the course of a few days. And then every day or every other day, you can take the shells out. You'll want to put them back on here and dry them off. So make sure they're good and dry, and then put them back on here and measure the mass to see if the mass has changed. If the CO2 doesn't change the pH enough, doesn't make it acidic enough, you can always add a dry acid to change the pH. Slowly to change the pH and bring it down to various levels to see where it actually starts eating away. Anyway, that's the overview of this experiment. Hope this helps.